let me introduce myself. I'm Isabelle Devigne, the director of the French Institute, Institut Français of Slovenia. I'm very happy to welcome you today virtually to our webinar Study in France, International Education, French Art de Vivre. I would also like to warmly thank our guest, Tachina Giraud from Kedge Business School. Hello. Thierry Gauthier from Université Grenoble-Alpes, bonjour, and Angers Apat from Ljubljana University, well done. This webinar is part of our first month of the study in France that we are organizing online through the social network of the French Institute. During 1 month, you will be able to know more about studying in France, and you will hear from our alumni who studied or did an exchange in France. Thank you very much for your participation. Merci beaucoup. Je vous laisse la parole. Je laisse la parole à Valentine. Enjoy the webinar.
Thank you so much, Isabelle. Thank you, all of you, for your participation. So I'm going to introduce some words about this webinar. So the purpose of this webinar is to break down one of the major stereotypes about studying in France. It's the one that say that it's not possible to study in France in English. It's not possible to, the one that said it's not possible to study in France if you can't speak French. So this is why we invited Thierry Gauthier from Université de Grenoble and Tachina Giraud from Kedge Business School. Thank you very much for being with us. So both organizations have taken the path of internationalization and offer to their students a large range of English courses to their students. Later on, we'll also be glad to listen to Angers Apat, who is a Slovenian student at the University of Ljubljana, and he decided to do the double degree between the Faculty of Economics of the University of Ljubljana and Kedge Business School. Thank you very much again to our three guests for being with us. And now the floor is to Thierry Gauthier. So Thierry, I know that you would like to... Oh, Thierry, where is Thierry right now? Okay, sorry. Ah, yes, Thierry.
Yes,
Yes,
sorry.
It's here. No problem. Okay, so I know that Thierry, you would like to introduce the University of Grenoble with a video. So
Eventually, yes.
Yes, I'm gonna play it for our attendees, and then the floor will be yours. Okay. Now I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, now we are back. Here's just an introduction video to the University of Grenoble. Thierry, could you tell us more about the University of Grenoble and what do you propose to the international students?
Yes, of course. So we are a mix. We are a joint department. We are a department of both chemistry and biology, and we are proposing tracks, international tracks, mostly, not only, but mostly taught in English, in both chemistry, chemistry, and biology. Therefore, students can register either as a complete UGA student and follow one of these tracks, or eventually, if they are selected, of course, become an exchange student, like Erasmus student, for instance. And then they can follow different courses that we are offering at university. So we are proposing years of mostly biology and chemistry. So they can choose either program which is more oriented towards biology, or program which is more oriented towards chemistry, or program which is both sitting in between biology and chemistry, leading to different academic or professional options later on. We are starting at the Bachelor of Science level, which in France lasts 3 years. And the 2 first years are mostly taught in English, only in a case the students have been selected to follow this specific program, which is taught in English. We have roughly 700 students the first year, between 700 and 800 students, depending on the years. And only one group of selected 32 students are allowed to follow this international program so far. Therefore, the places are quite difficult to catch, but it's still possible for foreign students. Usually, we are reserving 1 or 2 places for foreign students. So these 2 first years are mostly taught in English, and our students are expected, but it's not compulsory. They are expecting to finish their 3rd year abroad. If they don't go abroad, which again is not compulsory, then they go back to the French system and they join with a 3rd year only taught in French. So for foreign students, so far, we can only offer the 2 first years mostly taught in English. This is for the bachelor level. Then for the master levels, we have a much larger choice of programs, which are this time only taught in English. So for biology, we have a 1st year. So master studies in France are spanning over 2 years. The 1st year is called for biology, molecular and cellular biology. It's a common year for all the master's 2 years, which is the next one. And the 2nd year, students can specialize either in physiology, epigenetics, differentiation, and cancer on one side. On another side, they can follow neurosciences and neurobiology tracks. They can also follow immunology, microbiology, infection, and diseases track. And the final track is integrative structural biology. And these 4 tracks are mostly leading to PhD. Then at the same side, we have another track, which is a bit specialized because it's only for plant biology. And it's run in a dual diploma together with University of Milano. And therefore, students are arriving at the beginning of the master, doing the 1st semester in Grenoble, the 2nd one in Milano, the 3rd one, which is the beginning of 2nd year, again in Grenoble, and the last one again in Milano. And they have at the end a double diploma between the 2 universities. And finally, for the masters, we also have another track, which is more leading towards trading in biosciences. And we have one complete master program, which is called Lab Science Trading, which is specifically oriented towards trading techniques, and it's welcoming students from all over the world. Therefore, we have students coming from Asia, Vietnam, India, Russian, also from African countries, from South America. And again, it's a small number of students, so roughly about 30 to 50 students every year. Then, of course, all students are offered French classes. So we are offering 1 week of intensive French class at the beginning of every semester. So it should be August, September for the people coming only for the fall semester or coming for the full year, and January for people coming only for the spring semester. It's 1 week, giving 4 hours French intensive class per day. And at the end, when it's validated, it's credited with 3 ECTSs. During their years, students have also the opportunity to choose a certain amount of courses from other universities, other faculties, or other colleges, like, for instance, 1 course for history of sciences, or eventually 1 course of sports. They can go skiing, and even going skiing, they will receive 3 ECTSs if they show some abilities in skiing. Therefore, I think we have quite a large, I would say, offer for students, even though they are not speaking French. Most of the students I'm receiving recently, they're arriving in France, they hardly know how to speak French. They are following classes in English, of course. Everything is in English. The exams are in English. All the support teaching material is in English. And at the end, they are very proud to say bye-bye in French and to say some word in French, because they were able during their time in France to get acquainted with the French language, which I agree is not one of the most simple to learn. Okay, that's basically what I could say in a few minutes. Of course, I'm available for questions and eventually to answer mails if there are some questions, and have much more details, which I could not go into because it's a short presentation and I didn't have the support, but I have slides which I can eventually provide or give to you to give over. We don't hear you.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry about all the bugs that we are going on today. I'm so sorry about that, but I think now everything is fixed, so we'll be able to continue. So thank you very much for your introduction, Thierry. So yes, one of the things that I didn't say at the beginning, that unfortunately you cannot stay with us much longer because you have other responsibilities.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So we just have one question
Sure.
here, is that which departments are offering exchange system? So I think the question is about the University of Grenoble. So if you want to reply on that.
Which department? You mean all departments?
Yes, all the among the University of Grenoble, which other departments can offer
exchanges?
Yes,
all
exchanges.
The departments.
All
every college, every faculty has its own system of exchange, but of course it's not. We don't have all the faculties don't have the same exchanging partners. Therefore, we are partnering with you in biology and chemistry, but it's not necessarily the same for, I don't know, history or physics or whatever. So we have partnership with specific universities at the level of university, and we also have partnership at the level of the department. And at the level of university, it's for everybody, all the departments, but at the level of the department, it's only for the students into this department. Therefore, you need, or the student need to get information in advance to know whether there is some already exchange agreements which have been signed between your university and either UGA at the wall or our Department of Chemistry and Biology specifically.
Okay.
This is only for the exchange.
Yes, only for the exchange. Okay, thank you very much for that. So I think to reply to your question is that you must check on the website of the University of Ljubljana or
Yes.
maybe other university in Slovenia, if some of you are following us today. So you must check into the website of your university if the faculty you are interested in the University of Grenoble is a partner.
Absolutely.
And so yes, and so what can we say now is that the University of Grenoble has a really large range of 100% English-speaking classes all over the departments.
Yes, absolutely. And even if you want to follow eventually biology classes, then you can also add some specific physics classes if you're interested in, and they might be in English. Not all of them are in English, but some of them, and you can choose, of course, if language is a problem, you can choose only the one which is offered in English. But we all have now more and more classes taught at the same time in French and in English. Sometimes when there is only French speakers, then of course we stick to French. But if we have English speakers and the teacher is willing to, then he's switching to English and providing usually all the materials in English.
In English. Okay, thank you.
It's sometimes a bit more complicated with administration. But we are here to help anyway.
Yes, thank you so much. So, yes, thank you very much, Thierry, for this introduction. I think, so if some of you have further question, I think they can ask you by email.
Sure.
So if you may, I will send your email to the attendees, or maybe you can share it.
You can write it down in a chat. Is it
exactly? I think it's a good idea.
If it's visible for everybody, I write it down here. If I write it properly, it would be better. So, no typo. It is okay. Yes, it's a good one.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Thierry. And now I think it's the time for you to go.
Yes,
so...
unfortunately, I'm sorry I cannot attend to the other presentation. I'm very sorry. Next time, hopefully.
Yes. Thank you, Thierry. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See
Thank you very much.
Soon.
Bye.
Okay, so now we listen to, so we had a short introduction about the University of Grenoble and specifically the Department of Biology and Chemistry. And now I'm very glad to introduce Tashina Giraud. So Tashina Giraud, you are the head of the international relation at Kedge Business School. So Tashina, could you tell us more about your institution, and also could you tell us more about what is proposed to the international students for an exchange or for a full study in your organization?
Of course, it's with pleasure. We're doing it a little bit different than the University of Grenoble. I'll start with the presentation and end with a video. And we're very lucky to have one of our exchange graduates with us afterwards. And so let me just make sure I can see yours rightly. There we go. There we are. So, so my name is Tashina Giraud, as I was introduced. Thank you so much to Valentine and the Campus France and Institut Français who invited us today. Studying in France is a wonderful thing. I did it when I was in high school for 1 year, and then I did it when I was in college. And so no matter what age you are right now, either in high school or in college, coming to France to learn and study is a wonderful thing. It's a country of culture and history and really wonderful education institutions. And yes, some pretty good wine, but that's for maybe our alumni to talk about. Just to give a quick overview, Kedge is at the same time an old school and a new school. We were born of two different schools, actually, that merged. The first one here is Bordeaux, School of Management, that was created in 1874, so by the Chamber of Commerce in Bordeaux, and Marseille, 1872, by our Chamber of Commerce. And we were created for industry, by industry, okay? From the beginning of our history, we have been training people to navigate the world of commerce and their family businesses. And this journey, which was very similar actually between these two large cities, Bordeaux and Marseille. So Marseille is the second largest city in France, more populous. It's actually the largest and second most populated city in France. And Bordeaux, who is also a heart of the French commerce system. And so in 2013, we decided to merger and we became Kedge. So I say it's at the same time an old school and a new school. And together as Kedge, we have maintained our triple accreditation, which puts us in the top business schools around the world, just like Ljubljana, our partner, who we'll get back to. But also we have been expanding around the world and opening new campuses with different affiliates. And today we've been labeled as a Welcome to France campus as well, and have large activities around the international mindset and international student recruitment. So just to give a couple numbers, because I think numbers are great to understand who we are. We have 36 management programs, not including our, of course, executive education, and one design school. We're one of the only schools in France to actually have a design school integrated into our activities. Nearly 15,000 students, with campuses in Paris and Marseille, Bordeaux, Toulon, and abroad. And you can see that 23% of our students are international, which means that we work very hard to have an international mindset. My colleague said about administration, sometimes the English is not there. Well, you'll be happy to hear that we've actually invested in our staff, and we propose our services and programs in English for international students. Half of our permanent faculty are not French. I like to put it that way. A lot of our French faculty speak wonderful English as well, but you can see we have an international faculty to accompany these programs, and a large partner network. And you can see we have over 70,000 alumni around the world, with a great network, an animated network of alumni. With, as you can see, we accompany our student projects every year, up to 80 actual startups every single year that we've created. And so I think these numbers speak for themselves to show the kind of school we are, but a few more would be even in our rankings to go and show you that Kedge is considered to be one of the top business schools in the world and in Europe, and particularly in France. And so you can see the programs we'll talk to you about today, the different programs that we can actually welcome you in, are considered to be the number 2 and often number 1, kind of compete for the first spot in France. And they are all available for you as international students. As you can see, we're very proud of our position around the world, but also these are just ways to show you that between these rankings and our accreditation, you have at Kedge and in other schools in France, because we're also here to talk about studying in France, some really quality offers in English. More specifically, if we have people joining us who want to leave high school and go directly into a bachelor's degree, which we have more and more actually, European particularly students who decide to come directly for their bachelor's degree, we have 2 degrees in which they can join us, the International BBA, bachelor's degree, which is a 4-year international bachelor's program, which allows students to join us right away or coming with a previous degree from another school. You can also integrate that way into the 3rd year, the 4th year, where if you join us from the beginning, you do 2 years in France and then 2 years abroad, either in a dual degree, or you could go to 2 different countries and 2 different partners. So in the end, you could have 3 different countries to study in. So it's a quite attractive degree. And for example, we have dual degrees in the United States, in Asia, pretty much around the world. And it's one of our flagship programs for international students. We also have the Kedge Bachelor program, which is the degree in which we have the dual degree agreement here with Yanya, where you could join us starting from the beginning as well as a degree-seeking student or through exchange. And so we'll get back to that specifically afterwards. And you can come in our third year of the bachelor degree program mainly in Bordeaux for this partnership. But if you wanted to do it in other cities, you could as a first-year student. But of course, we're looking also at the Masters in Management. If you're interested in doing more of a master's level, we have our flagship Masters in Management program, which is also available in English, and all of our specialized masters. I'll get back to those. But heck, if you just want to maybe try us out this summer, we have an international summer school, and you can apply as an exchange student through Ljubljana, or you can actually just come and join us for the summer and take a course in wine and spirits management, finance, sustainability, many different offerings. And so we have an actual website for that if you're interested. If you'd like to just come and try to see what studying in France is like. Of course, everything. We just finished our winter school in Paris, well, online in Paris this year, unfortunately, but everything is in English. To give an example of our specialized masters, 80% of them are taught in English, okay, full English, which means that you can come to us with a bachelor's degree or even having completed your first year in your master's inside your home institution and apply to join us. And these are our main specialties in marketing, supply chain, entrepreneurship, wine, finance. Of course, there's international business and art and culture management. Each are on different campuses, and I can answer questions about the different programs if they have any particular programs that interest you. But we even have programs, we also welcome people with technical backgrounds who come from engineering schools or other forms of degrees in management, because we do know that today managers don't just need to learn about commerce. They need a lot of people in a lot of different profiles. Our centers of expertise and excellence in terms of research, which are important because they influence, obviously, our programs, are health management, creative industries, and culture, finance, but again, finance reconsidered. And I say this because, as you see, one of our second areas is sustainability and corporate social responsibility. Kedge has been engaged in this journey towards sustainability since 2005, before we were even Kedge. And we are actually considered to be one of the pioneers and leaders in France on this topic, representing French higher education in sustainability, actually, within the United Nations in our different university systems. And we were committed to all of our graduates, for example, have to pass a sustainability literacy test to get their degrees. And so it's something that's really important to us. And so we have a large number of our faculty doing research on these topics as well. Marketing, wine and hospitality, this is France, right? And so, of course, supply chain, which is a hot topic today, given what's going on with COVID, right? But if you're going to come here to study, you want to know about, well, how do we teach? And we call it the T model in French, but it's the model in English, where we believe you really need to have an understanding of technology to navigate tomorrow. Everything is digital. And so our students have to have an ability to understand and navigate that world. Humanities, because tech isn't everything. People are important. People are in the heart of what we do. We need to be inclusive, sustainable, and help make decisions that bring positive impact to the world. And entrepreneurship, because we want movers, shakers, and makers, building the new models of tomorrow. Moreover, one of Kedge's specialties is actually investing in personal development. If you choose to come to us in one of our as a degree-seeking student, we will be accompanying you through your personal development, what we call the BU program, where we have part of this program is dedicated towards helping you determine who you are, who you want to be, and where you want to go. Then we also help you put that into action through projects, learning by doing, internships, studies, actually in the field experience, and then helping you find the right job, getting you in the right career path with conferences, coaching, simulations. And we have a special service adapted to international students, because it's not the same applying for a job in France as it is in Slovenia. And there's different types of things you need to know. And so we accompany all of our international students with specific tutors who do this in English, of course. If you want to do it in French, by the way, you're more than welcome, because we do have tracks in French in our programs. We're talking a lot about studying in English. You can also study in French with us. Just wanted you to know if you just love the French language and you would like to do this. And of course, our international partnership network. is a large one, so nearly 300 university partners around the world. We send out about 2,000 students a year in exchange, in nearly 800 in dual degrees. And about 2,000 a year go on internships abroad. So even if you choose to study with us, it does not mean that your international experience will be limited to France. One of these partnerships is the one that brings us here today, is with the University of Vienna, where we have we had an exchange agreement that transformed into a dual degree agreement. And now we have between 15 and 30 students going both ways between France and Slovenia. They're leaving from our EDP International, the European Bachelor's Program, and coming into the University of Vienna. And we received them today in our Kedge Bachelor's, which is a 3-year bachelor's program. Remember, there was the IVBA in 4 and the 3-year Kedge Bachelor's Program. This program is considered, as I mentioned, to be the number 2 bachelor post-baccalaureate, as we say in France, where you can enter directly from high school. You can join us as a free student, so joining us through our online platform application. Or you can, as we said, come through an exchange with the University of Vienna, and that will be going through their international office. You can ask questions in the Q&A. I actually have a colleague who is in the webinar today, and she can also answer questions if you have any specific questions on how to join us on either way. But more than anything now, so I wanted just to show a snapshot of what is life like in France, what is life like at Kedge. These are just a few images from 3 of our campuses, the Bordeaux big new flagship. It's a new campus. I don't even know if it was there when you were with us, if it was already delivered or not. Toulon, which was opened during the first confinement of COVID, so it's a brand new. And Paris, in the heart of the financial district, near the Ministry of Bercy. And were you at this new building?
Sorry?
Did you go to school in this?
I was studying in Bordeaux.
Yeah. In this building, okay.
Yes. It
There
was
you
the
go.
new building.
The new
Really
building.
fascinated by the architecture.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
But also, of course, we have opportunities. We have 2 campuses in China, Suzhou and in Shanghai, through our partners, where we have about 200 of our students that go to the Suzhou campus every year. We have 150 MBA students on the Shanghai Executive Education campus. So there are also opportunities to go to these ones, but also through our affiliate in Africa, in West Africa, in Dakar, but now in Abidjan as of this year. So for those students who would like to go maybe work in Africa and open themselves to new markets, they can also go and exchange from our programs to these countries. And so, as you can see, the example of Kedge is a French higher education institution that is fully internationalized with international programs and opportunities to continue traveling and discovering new cultures through these programs. And of course, last but not least, where I am today, and I left it for the last, is Marseille. Also because I thought the best way to introduce kind of what the campuses look like and what student life looks like is a video that Valentine is going to be putting on. So I'm going to stop sharing while she does this. Let me see. She has to take over. You can take over the screen now, Valentine. And what we're doing is the person in this video, Bruno, is an actual graduate alumni from Kedge Marseille, who is now a travel vlogger. And quite one of the most well-known travel journalists, vloggers in France. And so he was nice enough to come back and do a little video about where he went to school. It's in French. It is subtitled in English, okay? That way, for those who love the French language, you can listen to the French. And yes, you'll see the nice images, but of course, subtitled in English. So go for it, Valentine.
Bienvenue à Kedge Marseille. Je suis Bruno Maltor, un ancien diplômé de Kedge, et ça fait 6 ans que j'explore le monde et que je suis blogueur voyage. Bon, aujourd'hui je vous emmène à la découverte du campus de Kedge Marseille et de sa ville.
Sorry, the connection might not be the best, huh?
Pour commencer, il y a un espace dédié à l'entrepreneuriat au cœur du campus. On en parlant d'entrepreneuriat, il y a aussi la junior entreprise de l'école, Marketing Méditerranée, qui existe depuis 1969. En fait, il y a une asso pour tout. Il y en a 24 dans l'école et des centaines de projets. Moi, par exemple, j'ai fait Marseille, l'asso audiovisuelle de l'école. Il y a aussi évidemment une salle de sport, mais ça c'est peut-être pas pour tout le monde en fait. Ah, excusez-moi. Ça je pense que je vais y arriver. Bon, système international, près d'un quart des étudiants et la moitié des profs viennent de partout dans le monde. Maintenant qu'on a vu à quoi ressemble le campus, on va voir la ville de Marseille. Ah mais ça filme là tout à l'heure. Est-ce que ça marche bien? Ok, nouvelle journée qui débute, je vous amène à la découverte de la ville. On va commencer par un gros classique, le vieux port de Marseille, avec un petit marché de pêcheurs. Ah, ça c'est pas mal aussi. Derrière moi, c'est le Mucem qui a été inauguré en 2013 lorsque Marseille était capitale européenne de la culture. Ouais, ça en jette pas mal. Ouais, on change d'endroit? Juste derrière moi, c'est les docks des anciens entrepôts maritimes qui ont été reconvertis en lieu de vie. Ouais, ils sont plutôt créatifs à Marseille. Il y a aussi évidemment le panier où je suis actuellement, c'est le plus vieux quartier de la ville, le quartier des artistes, il y a plein de petites ruelles, bref, c'est à faire.
Mais Marseille, c'est bien plus que ça. Marseille, c'est des claques visuelles. Marseille, c'est la diversité. Marseille, c'est de la créativité. Marseille, c'est la passion. Marseille, c'est la ferveur. En fait, Marseille, c'est unique.
Et voilà, maintenant tu as un petit aperçu de ce que ça donne la vie étudiante à Kedge Marseille. Ce que je t'invite à faire, c'est de regarder la vidéo de Bordeaux, parce qu'elle est assez sympa aussi. À bientôt autour du monde. Peace!
There you go. So as you can see, Bruno took us around Marseille, and why you see so many pictures of the sea is because actually the Marseille campus, where I am right now, is in the national park. That's in what we call the Calanques, which are on the coast. And so you can take a walk around the campus and hike and take a dip in the water. It's actually an amazing place full of nature. And so a city that was built over 2,000 years ago and founded over 2,000 years ago in a port city. So it's quite unique. That's not where our graduate came from. So basically, if I can say, is that bachelor's degree to doctoral degree, with our PhD programs, French or English. Of course, when you show up, you'll have Survivor French and intercultural workshops, student associations who accompany you. They're in Bordeaux and in Marseille, who are there to help make you have a wonderful experience. I bet you Anne will talk about them. And you can also do the dual degree exchange with the University of Ljubljana, or you can come straight away and do a dual degree with somebody else. Who knows, another country that interests you. And just be sure that what we really think is important is the fact that this is a French school, but with an international mindset. We speak English, we speak French, bien sûr, right? And as you can see, we try to promote that interculturality. And so we would love any questions you have, please add them in the chat. I'm going to hand it over to the person who can talk better about it than anyone, someone who came as a student. And I'll stick with you to the end of the webinar. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tashina. So yes, if you have any question, just add them into the Q&A section. Q&A section. You can also ask it into the chat. And I would be glad to ask them to Tashina. So now we are gonna listen to a testimonial from an actual Slovenian alumni that went to Kedge Business School to the Bordeaux campus 3 years ago, right? If I'm right. So thank you very much,
Yes.
Andrzej, for being with us today. So, Andrzej, can you tell more about your experience in Bordeaux, in Kedge.
Yes, of course.
What it's like to be a student in Kedge Business School. The floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for your invitation, and hello everyone. As Valentin has already said, I'm an alumni student of Kedge Business School, and right now I'm obtaining my master's degree here in Slovenia at School of Economics. And yes, a few years ago I was deciding about expanding my network and study field to one of the international schools, but I didn't know which school to choose. So I actually found out also that our school, Faculty of Economics, is offering a double degree opportunity. So I decided to pursue a double degree at Kedge Business School in Bordeaux, in France. So I decided mainly on this exchange because of the recommendations from the faculty and the possibilities offered by the Kedge. I also knew that with this opportunity and I will get the diplomas in a shorter time than I would spend there. So with 2 diplomas, so I was able to be one step maybe in the future ahead of my mates on the labor market. So Kedge Business School, I would say, is really one of the best business schools in France, which also has appropriate accreditations, as Tashina said, and is one of the, I think that in Bordeaux it was like 700 international students that year. I was studying in 2018 and 2019, the whole 2 semesters, and compared to Faculty of Economics, Kedge is something completely different. So even before you enter the building itself, you are fascinated by the architecture because it's new design, something completely different. We are not used to that here in Slovenia. And also inside the campus is a large atrium where French and international students stay. And the faculty also have their own gym and fitness center, so and huge basketball court on the roof, so where you can spend your time playing basketball with your friends. So it's really a nice school, amazing architecture, which I really liked. I spent a lot of time there with my friends and international students that I met there. So regarding the study system there, I was surprised that because it was something completely different and new to me, because lectures, of course, are taught in English. So if you're deciding about studying at Kedge, you don't need to worry because your lectures will be in English. Even if you would like to have some lectures in French, you can also choose that. And I wanted to say that it's actually the case that you only have one course in one day. That this was in my example. So it's rare to have 2 courses a day as in Slovenia, which means that you can be more focused on one current subject at that moment. So there are no like theoretical lectures as here in Slovenia. So everything is based on practical examples. So I really like that because we discovered about the real cases, about the real companies that faced with some problems, and then we discussed that, and actually we learned a lot from that. So actually at first the professor lectured about 1 or 2 hours about the theory, and then you are like you're left with yourself and your group for the remaining of your course to do the project that relates to theoretical knowledge and business cases. So it's different that here in Slovenia because you have a lot of projects in teamwork. So for example, in Slovenia we had one, for example, seminar paper that we need to submit to the last, before the exam. But at Kedge we had actually like the 4 seminar papers that we submit actually every week. So it was very practical. Also at Kedge, I would say that they encourage you to do work at school because it's different than here in Ljubljana, as I already said. and they appreciate to have free weekends, as their French value the quality of life, and then they don't charge you the work over the weekend. This is also evident from professors because they are very open and relaxed types, so their quality of study is also very good, maybe on a higher level there than here. And I would say that I really liked France, especially in Bordeaux, because it's located in like southwest, not far from Atlantic Ocean, which means that winters are actually not existent there. So it's very warm. Also, you have long days and mild winters. So if you will deciding about France, I suggest you to decide for Bordeaux, because the city itself is very big and you have a lot of cultural events, concerts, and I'm sure that you will find some things also for you. And they have a lot of bars and museums, and special museum is La Cité the one where you can learn everything from grapes varieties, processing grapes into wine to probably store wine. So actually at that time there I learned a lot about wine, because you know that French people are big food enthusiasts and wine lovers. So if you will be in Bordeaux, you should definitely take some time to visit some wine cellar, where this sommelier will present you the details of French wine from the left or the right bank of Garonne and the Don River. Because we also had one, it was very interesting that we had one course at Kedge. It was actually wine management. We learned about wine a lot. We also take one excursion to some wine cellars, where sommelier show us how they store the wine, and we were also able to taste it. So it was really nice experience there. So if you will be in Bordeaux, maybe you should also visit the tallest dune in Europe. It's like just by the ocean. It's definitely worth a visit, because it's like some miniature Sahara along the Atlantic here in Europe. Regarding the people in France, also in Bordeaux, they are very friendly and know how to help you. But I suggest you to, they speak English, but I suggest you that you at least learn some basic language to be able to discuss with French people, and also it would be nicer for you to know that, because it would be easier for you to order food or to drink in the bar. Also, regarding traveling around the France, you don't need to worry about, because they have really nice connection. They have very fast trains, bus connections. So during time there, I visit San Sebastian, Toulouse, Paris. I wanted to go to Lyon, but I didn't have time. But I'm sure that I will come back to France in a couple of years, so I will for sure visit it. And so if you will go in France, you will have really nice experience, I think, that you should not miss if you have an opportunity. So because I think that there are many, in France, there are many places and attractions that you will love and like, and you should not miss that, because I had really nice experience there. Also, because at Kedge, you have also a lot of student organizations, as I said, from wine enthusiasts, fashion lovers, sport lovers, and for sure you will find something for you to spend your time with new friends, to get to know with the culture. And in my opinion, international exchange to France is one of the invaluable experiences that you can get and take advantage of your studies if you will be able to do it, because I would say that it gave me a lot. I learned to live independently in 1 year there. I get to know new culture, I learned new language, and gained many friendships from all over the world. So I would definitely decide for it again. as things as I experienced in Bordeaux will stay in my memory forever, I think. And I recommend the exchange to everyone, as it brings you the breadth that you can only get by actively staying in a country, not than just for short vacation time, for short vacation time, sorry. And it also contributed a lot to my personal and professional development, I would say, because before I graduated at Kedge, I also had to do the internship. And with Kedge, because it's very good school and accredited school, you will for sure get nice internship opportunities, and also maybe job opportunities in your future career. Yes, I get the position in BSH, Bosch Siemens Group here in Slovenia. I was working in marketing, so that's maybe also the one positive side of good school that you can get from it. So if you will decide for France, and if you are a business student, I suggest you to decide for Kedge, because you will like it and you will enjoy a lot. So if you have also any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. And that's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Andrzej. If you may, you can write down your email address in the chat for people.
Yeah, of course.
Might have a question.
I will write my email, and if you have any questions, you can ask, and I will reply to you.
So now we have two questions from the audience. So the first one, do you think we will be able to go on study exchange to France, to Bordeaux in September, or is it possible that the program will take place online? Tashina, would you reply to that?
I really wish that I had a crystal ball that would allow me to know the future during these COVID times. I say this because it has been a very complicated year for mobility, right? And we've had to be doing hybrid versions of online on campus this year. We are very optimistic on the ability to have classes on campus in September, okay? If your university nominates you to come to see us, we'll be very happy to host you. It will probably be, there, given what's been happening, there may be some courses that are a blended version again online on campus, but the goal is we're already having some people come back this week as well. We will treat you just like our French students, and so the goal is to have everybody on campus for the majority of their studies this fall. And so if you are nominated, yes, that is our objective. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, and if something happens to make us plunge back into this nightmare, that might not happen. But of course, the online options are always available. But again, I think that with the vaccinations coming, we're very positive in France about our ability to welcome international students, be it on any school and any campus. Campus France as well is very excited, looking forward to us being able to receive students. So that's as much as I can give as an answer. If you cut your microphone.
Again.
Don't hear you.
Thank you so much for this answer. I do have one question for you, Tashina. Do you require any level for a student that want to do an exchange in Kedge, or that want to study, for example, to study in a master in Kedge? Do you require any level, any grade or something like that?
Well, depending on what program you want to enter, of course there are levels, because you can't enter into a third year of a bachelor program if you haven't already done two. Okay. So we of course are Erasmus and work with ECTS transfer credits. So you can actually join us if you're coming as a degree-seeking student without an exchange. You can actually apply with the credits that you have in different programs. For example, we have a parallel integration route that we can, if you have any, you can give us an email, and Alice, who put her email in the chat, you can tell us exactly where you are in your studies, and we can tell you exactly how you can get in and how you can, what the process is for you. For exchange, of course, it's going to be within the structure of the offer at Ljubljana. So yes, they open it to the bachelor level students. We do not have a master's level exchange at this time, where our dual degree program is in the bachelor level. But again, with the master's degree, you can come to us with a 3-year bachelor's and start in the first year of the master's, or you can come to us with 240 ECTS credits and apply to directly into a specialization in the 5th year, so the last year of the master's programs. So if you come with a 4-year degree from Slovenia or a first-year master's and have the credits, we can transfer them in, but you have to go through the online application process, of course. So yeah, definitely. And there are some levels in terms of English as well, of course, or French if you're coming in on a French track, because you need to be able to, you need about a B2 level, B1, B2, because you need to be able to follow the courses. I mean, this is important.
Okay.
If you don't have that level, you won't be selected to come by your university or the school. But as Anza said, we do give you some survivor French when you get here, and we give you French courses that's integrated into programs, because we believe that, you know, negotiating your baguette, the taxi, being able to chat at the pub with other students is important to part of your intercultural experience. And if you want to work in France, you're going to need to learn how to at least have your interview in, because HR people often are French and Francophiles, even if your job is going to be in English in a French company. So that's something. We do take people with no French level at all on exchange or the degree seeking programs, but we give you, you need a minimum level of English, but we give you the French courses when you get here to have that survivor French.
Thank you so much for your answer. And so now I have another question from the Q&A section that I will be glad to answer myself. So the question is, I want to study law. What are my options? So to answer to that question, I'm going to show you a very, very important tool that has been developed by Campus France. Campus France is the French agency that promotes studies in France among the international students. So now I'm going to share again my screen to show you the Campus France website. So here we have the Campus France website of Slovenia. So here you can see that it's written in Slovenian. So now I'm gonna show you the. Oops, no, it's not this one. Okay, it's okay. So here, if you click here, you can access to the program taught in English catalog, and then you can reach this catalog. And this is a very useful catalog because it lists all the programs that exist in France, all the taught in English program that exists in France. So basically, you can search a program with two different, so you have two different options to search for a program. So the first one is to type the field. So for example, law, economics here. So you have the list. And the second option for you is to search by the geographic region. So for example, if you want to study in Bordeaux, in this region, you will have the list of all the programs that exist in France for law and economics. Okay, and so what can I say more about this? Yes, so this catalog is, in this catalog you will find about 80% of the programs that are master level, And also you can search for 100% taught in English program here. And in this catalog, you have about 80% of the program that are 100% taught in English. The other one are like about 70% program taught in English. And then if you, so for example, if you are looking for law, here, okay. For example, here, I'm looking for something in law. What can we have? Okay, I'm gonna say law. Okay, so for example here, then you have all the information for this program, and then so bear in mind that this tool is not you can't apply to this program through this tool, but then you will have all the useful information through the each institution website. Okay.
Maybe Valentine, you can put the link to
yes.
the website, to those pages directly in the chat for them.
Yes, so that's a great idea. You're right. So this is okay. Okay, so here. Okay, so here you have the taught in English. Okay, no. Okay. Here. Yes, and you can also go. So I'm gonna also write the website of the Campus France Slovenije website here. Here. So now you have all the important things you must know to look for program taught in English. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tashina. Thank you very much, Angé, for your presentation. So now our webinar is coming to an end. I hope you learned a lot today, and I hope that now you're convinced that you can study in France in English. Actually, it was the purpose of this webinar, so I think it was useful for you. So please don't hesitate to check the Slovenije Campus France website, the one that I put here, and please don't hesitate to write to contact me by email. So I'm gonna write here my email if you have any question about the procedures, about anything. I will be very glad to help you in your projects here. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope we are gonna hear from you soon with your project of studying in France. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bonne soirée. Au revoir.
Au revoir.